Hey, it's Craig. I'm out in the garage, and today we're going to look at a Nintendo Zelda watch. Let's take a look. Okay, so I'm out in the garage, and today we're going to be looking at this Nintendo Zelda watch. These LCD watches were massive in the 80s, and they were really good fun. I had a few of these. This one isn't mine. This is a friend of mine that I'm going to be looking at. Yeah, I remember having a couple of different versions of these, and they were amazing. I used to wear them all the time. But after a while, obviously the batteries go on them and the seal was never great, so they're never waterproof. This one generally looks in pretty good condition. I'm going to take it apart, put a new battery in there, give it a clean up and see what we can do to restore it. Let's give it a go. Okay, something I don't think I've mentioned before is that when I'm normally out in my garage and it's a Sunday afternoon and I'm working on retro projects and things, I like to stick a VHS on, and today's is the man himself, Mick Dundee. Crocodile Dundee, Paul Hogan. So I'm going to stick this on in the background. You might hear the audio now and then when I'm doing edits from the video, but I always put on a video from my collection. So my collection of videos, a bit dark over this side of the garage, but you can see that I've got quite a decent set of VHS films. So if you spot anything here that you wouldn't mind seeing a clip of in the video in the future, put it in the comments down below. Okay, so before we start taking it apart, let's have a look at the condition on this. So it's pretty neat. It's got a couple of dents and things in the strap where it's obviously been worn over the years. Needs a little bit of a clean up and tidy, but I'm going to do that with some antibacterial wipes rather than an IPA because I don't want to take the transfers off of this at all. Strap's all complete. It's there. It's loose a little bit, but it's fine. And on the back, couple of scratches and things, but nothing major. Again, just need to clean up, so I'll get some antibacterial wipes to do all this once I've finished. The only thing I can notice, and hopefully we can get this on camera, okay, so right inside of here, I don't know how detailed I can get to on the camera, but right along this edge here there's a little bit of bubbling I can see just from the outside. Hopefully that's nothing too major and it's not going to affect the LCD from running once we change the batteries, but let's take a look, give it a clean up and see where we get to. Okay, so we've taken out the 4 screws. I'm going to pop it open and see what's inside. Let's have a look. If I'm right, there should be a seal in here. Yeah, so there's a seal going around the edge of this, which is going to give it a little bit of water protection back when it was first built, but these days it's not going to do much at all. We're going to try and keep it intact. There we go. So this seal goes around the edge. Yeah, this has definitely been opened before. Whether that corner's had some kind of bash on it, because the seal's gone on this a little bit in that corner. So inside it's looking pretty neat. Let's get a close-up for you. Okay, so we've taken it apart. We've got it in 3 parts now. So we've got the back cover, the inside seal, which is a little bit of a water seal, but it's never going to be watertight. Then we've got the inside of the watch now. And this is looking pretty neat. It's in a pretty decent condition. We've got the battery we're going to swap out. The spring and everything else is in a decent condition and is connected to the back plate when we need it to be. Everything's looking pretty nice. So what I might do is swap the battery out first of all, give the watch a test and see if it works. If it does, I might just give it a clean up and see where we go from there. If the buttons aren't working and it's not responsive, then I might take the whole unit apart and give the buttons a clean from the other side. Right, let's have a look. Okay, let's swap this battery out and see if we can get it working. So I bought 2 new batteries. I only needed 1, but I picked up 2 from Timpson's. They are SR, let's try and get this to focus, SR41Ws. So I'm hoping these are the correct ones. I looked online and I could find that that's what they were suggesting this is. It looks around the right size. So we're going to give that a swap now and see if the watch comes back to life. Okay, so there's that old battery. Okay, so before I put the new battery in, I'm going to give it a bit of a clean inside. So I've got some 99.9% isopropyl alcohol, a cotton bud, and we're going to give the inside of the watch a little bit of a clean first of all. Okay, so just giving it a quick clean. Everything looks really good condition, as I said, but the only thing I can notice is all the white around this down here. So I'm not sure whether that is leaked from something or whether that is just the gel that was there to hold things in place and a bit of a sealant. But I'm going to have a look at some photos online, see if I can see anyone else, see if there's this on anyone else's version. I'm going to put the battery in anyway and see if it can power up, and then we'll go from there. That's the new battery in, and we're not getting any output on this at all.
And your wallet.
Nick, give him your wallet.
What for?
He's got a knife.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Okay, so on closer inspection to this, I think there's a bit of water damage in here. Some of the connectors are looking a little bit rusted, and on the top of the boards is a little bit of residue left there as well. So I've had a look online, and I think these connectors, this is meant to be here. This is a glue to stop it from vibrating and keep it in place. This has got a little bit of rust on there. It's got, I think what I'm going to do is have a look at and clean up these connectors, clean up this, clean up everything now, because now that I've got it apart, I might as well clean all this side of the board up as well. The buttons may have had a little bit of an issue. Obviously that is the one part of this. The second half is cleaning all the buttons and the screen and everything now that we've got this apart. So that's another piece of work for us to have a look at. Okay, let's get stuck in. Okay, so this behind here looks really wet, like it's had some water damage before. So this is the back of the LCD screen, so you can see the two colours. So I don't know whether this has been, somebody's worn it in a pool or in the bath or something, or washed their hands with it. Hopefully these are just pads and they're just lifting up. Okay guys, so the watch is back together. Unfortunately, we get sound and we got some graphics on there, but it's not a playable or usable watch at the moment. If you know what the issue is with this, I'll put some close-ups of the graphics so you can see what the problem is. Please comment in the comments down below, because I'm a little bit stumped now. I think there was water damage inside of there, so having a look at that, the back of the LCD, you could see there was all patchy and things in there. So maybe if this had been opened before, which I got good suspicion it has been, because that rubber seal that was in the inside, the bottom half of it was a little bit turned up and squashed. So I'm guessing at some point that they've had a battery change on this. It's not been put back together with the battery seal in there, but then even then they're not super waterproof, these, so it would have been put back together. Maybe it's had a little bit of water damage, which has damaged it a little bit. So unfortunately, this is a great display item, and as you can see, nice watch to wear it as a fashion item, but it's not going to be able to be played at the moment. Okay, so if you worked on one of these before and you know what this issue is, please let me know in the comments down below, because I'd love to get this working. Please give this video a like if it's been any interest to you at all. I know it's not a working final product, but it's looking pretty good, and I'm pretty pleased that we got this far with it. Please subscribe to my channel. Lots of new videos to come, lots of retro consoles and other things that I want to work on. As you can see behind me, I got a lot of different things going on. Next video I want to do is probably around the Menaced light gun and setting that up and having a play on that. Catch you soon. Okay, so before we start taking it apart, let's have a look at the condition on this. So it's pretty neat. It's got a couple of dents and things in the strap where it's obviously been worn over the years. Needs a little bit of a clean up and tidy, but I'm going to do